Jose, an eventful evening. Can we start first of all with your view of the result today?
Football, or soccer, USA. This man in this video clip is accusing the other team of cheating in a very roundabout way without actually saying they're cheating. And the body language is pretty interesting.
The result, 1-0 for Aston Villa.
So you see that he's filtering.
What did you feel your performance deserved today?
My performance deserves much more than that.
What did you feel your team's
See tightness in the face, tightness in the jaw, tightness, the ears are being pulled back from it. So we're having a lot of stress start to come through.
performance deserved, though, over the 90 minutes?
A good performance, a good solid performance against a good team. Defensively, we were really strong. We had no problems to cope with the danger that Aston Villa has. And after that, I prefer not to comment because I don't want to bring the game into disrepute. I don't want to be accused. I prefer to do what we have to do in football. In football, we have just to...
All right, I kind of let it play there. I should not have. So he speaks about I prefer not to bring the game into disrepute. And the rule, this is the context that we need to understand on sometimes. Over there, they're not allowed to bring accusations that would damage the reputation of the game as a whole. If they do, there's big trouble for the person that did it. Monetarily, banishment, all kinds of, great things. Which does not make for a very honest game if no one can question its honesty. But I digress. So in keeping that in context, now you understand why he chooses the words he does, and also you're seeing why he's in filtration so much. We're going to see the stress of trying to filter through and say what he wants to say without saying it and breaking the rules. That stress, we should automatically assume it's going to be there.
Let it go. And not to comment, because if you comment, you are in trouble, and I don't want to be.
But in terms of how this game panned out...
So we see the jaw flex, we see the swallowing, we see the filtration of words. And if we did not know context, we'd be sitting there going, oh, deception.
In the end, just how big an impact did those two sendings off have?
I prefer not to comment, because it's not... if you want to speak about big decisions, you don't speak just about...
So now we've gone real stiff in the spine area on up, and now we're touching the face. More and more stress. And from what I understand, two players, very, very good players, were taken off the team. I'm not quite sure the lingo on that, and not allowed to play this game, which apparently handicapped his team.
About the red cards, I prefer really not to speak.
So as I prefer really not to speak. So we see a whole lot of stress movement, looking away, trying to get away.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. And
then you see him go up and then a relax. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. And the no that goes with it because he doesn't want to be in big trouble. So he's told you what he can say. If I speak, I can't. I get in trouble. That's his truth. That's why the body relaxes.
Big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Well, there were many incidents in the game as well as the red cards. I mean, in the first half, did you feel that Villa were fortunate to remain with 11 men?
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am accused of bringing the game into disrepute, because the referees, they do what they do. They do and they go home. They do and they don't go to the press. They do and they refuse even to change a couple of words when one person like me that is in football for so long asks politely, can you speak with me 5 seconds? No, I don't speak with you 5 seconds. So I have to keep with my position, which compared to a referee position in the game, my position is nothing. And I have to go home and close my mouth.
You clearly attempted to speak to the officials at the end.
So you see I would call it seething anger, because you're starting to see the furrow in the eyes. The mouth has gone from tightness to being just drawn down.
The game in the tunnel, was that the substance of the conversation you had with them?
I asked, can you give me just 5 seconds, Mr. Foy? No, that's fine. Okay, I have to accept.
Well, let's turn to this result. I mean, in the end, you are in a title race. How big a setback do you feel this is at this stage?
I prefer not to speak, really. I prefer not to speak. I prefer to say nothing.
Okay. Last question. Do you have any comment to make on the fact that you yourself were sent to the stand at the end of the game?
Again, I asked 5 seconds just to make one simple question, and I had no chance because I was to the stands. I tried to ask one question to Mr. Foy, one question to Mr. Moss, and the question was just one. Is it possible that Agbonlahor can leave the bench and goes and grabs my player from behind and from his neck? Is it possible? No yellow card, no red card, nothing. I didn't have the chance to ask the question, and I was sending to the stands.
By the way, sending to the stands is like a punishment box or being sent to the locker room for all the Americans out there watching.
You have 2 more big games this week. How quickly will you put the events of tonight behind you?
You know, we have to put no other solution. It's difficult to close the mouth. It's very difficult, but I have to do it because I don't want to bring the game into disrepute. I don't want to be in disciplinary problems. I don't want my club to have any more problem. The referee has a good life because now he goes home and he's free of everything. And next Sunday he's in another match, and life goes on. For us, it's like this. I have to go.
Thank you for talking.
So you see a little bit of contentness as he finishes that up. Little smack of the mouth, leans back on the wall. Life goes on.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
To be notified of all videos that get released, because not all of them can be posted here, in the description is a link to our Telegram channel, and if you subscribe, you'll be notified of every single video, and we don't spam it with anything else other than video releases.